What's up, guys? Let's do a little setup thing with you. Since everyone seemed to like that accidental uncut version I put out, I'll just start this video a little early so you guys can see kind of what I have to do to get set up for videos. But today's video, we're going to talk about the hardest part about being SF, in my opinion. The part that sucks, like honestly sucks. But before we do that, let me get set up. So I got to check the audio. Check. Make sure that it's peaking right around 6 to 12. Hello, check. I got this Zoom audio recorder. So it records the audio in separate and then saves it to there, and then I send the audio and the video to Abel, and then he color grades it and tweaks it and then sends it back. But I got to make sure that this thing's pointing at my mouth and is out of the frame. Check, and that it's high enough. I think that sounds pretty good. So then I get to take these off, and then we'll roll with it. What else is going on? If you guys haven't checked out the swag, check out the store. If you saw the last video we did with Evan, I thought that was pretty awesome. It was so fun to go out and compete with Evan from Black Rifle. And that dude's cool, man. And that company's cool. Today, we need to talk about the hardest part of being SF. I think that's super important. So, let me get situated. I'm all my mic's all set up. I think this probably needs to be tweaked this way a little bit. Let's tweak it that way. There we go. So I can center it up. Got the flag in the background. Just did the giveaway for the email sign up. So I signed one of these for one of you guys. And you got a signed copy of the book. So here I'll sign. So that's probably super loud. I'll sign another one. This is the hat, the Eagles collection that they did. Eagles and Angels, cool ass company. And then he made the flag out of my deployment patch. So these are sold out. You can't get these anymore. I'm going to sign this one real quick. So there we go. Pretty cool. Now it's got a signature on it. So pretty rare, can't go by that. And that one's signed. There's only one other signed one out there. So if you want a chance to win this and you like this hat and you want this hat to be yours, do me a favor, go sign up your email to receive email notices. It's the only way you're going to get it. We're only sending out draws and wins via email list from now on. So if you're not signed up for the email list, go do it if you want to win any of this stuff. And we're going to have some pretty cool stuff to give away. We're going to re-give away the optic from Crimson Trace because that wasn't claimed and it's too late. It's been like a month. So we're going to redo that one. But you got to be signed up with the email list to do that. So go check out the fngacademy.com and sign up for the email list. All right, guys, so let's get into this. What is the worst part about being SF? I'm going to be honest with you. Leaving your family sucks. But that's to me is the worst part, is leaving your family, even the kids. They get used to it, but kind of not. So it's like you get used to the rhythm of coming and then, hanging out with your family. You spend like a really good quality time with them because you're going to be leaving again, and then you're out. And then you come back for a little bit, and then you got pre-deployment, and then you come back for a little bit, and then you got deployment. So it's a hard rotation to be on, and it's really hard on the kids. And I think sometimes you don't realize how hard it was on them until you get out, and they start to reflect with you, like, oh yeah, man, Dad, when you were gone on that deployment, that was rough for me. I had a hard time, but you were out there fighting the bad guys, so I dealt with it. But yeah, it was really hard on me. What's up, guys? This video is sponsored by the Beard Club. If you're ever wondering what kind of products I use the Beard Club. I take that kit with me everywhere, especially when I'm traveling. It comes with the beard oil, the beard balm, and the trimmer. The beard trimmer is what I use the most. That's what I always have in my kit. The beard oil to keep my skin nice and healthy underneath my beard. my beard balm to keep my beard really nice and soft, because there's nothing worse than having a rough, scraggly beard. But also, you got to catch those flyers on the road. So before I go in front of the camera, whether it's a podcast or filming content, I use the trimmer. Clean it up, make sure it's all nice and neat, and make sure my beard is looking good. So make sure you go check out the Beard Club. Type in code word BUCK to get a 20% discount on your first order. All right, guys. So a lot of times you'll just kind of convince yourself that, they're doing okay. They're doing okay. But even now, as an entrepreneur, I work from home, but I still have to travel a lot. We're doing the shows. I went to Utah to film with Evan. We go to Montana every couple months to do wine and rations. We go to each other to do content, whether it's to Abel or to Kurt. So travel is always going to be a part of my life, and separating from my kids and my wife is tough. I get separation anxiety sometimes, and it's hard. So yes, you're going to deal with that stuff being special forces. But there are things to help with that. And I think that, in my opinion, is the worst part about being special forces, is constantly being expected to leave your family and then constantly leaving your family and your kids. So if you're single, send it. That's the best. Just go. Have fun, enjoy the experience, and when you get back, you get back. That would be pretty cool. I will say go check out the wife's channel, because she's going to be answering a lot of stuff for spouses, and specifically for spouses. I'll link it down below. It's called At Home With Me. And it's really cool because she's finally focusing on spouses and answering questions for them, because we just kind of leave them by the wayside when we're like, hey, we want to go special forces. And they're like, what does that even mean? What does that mean for me? What does that mean for our family, for the kids? But if you're asking me, traveling is one of the worst parts about being a Green Beret. But how do you mitigate that? So there are things you could do. Make sure that your family is completely squared away before you go anywhere. Another question that I get a lot is, are you going to go home every night during the Q course? And the answer is yes. You're not going to be, yes, kind of. Yes, kind of. So Q course, if you're in the Q course and you're not in training in a school, so let's say like MOS phase, go home every night. SEER school, obviously you're not going home for those 3 weeks because you're out of school training, and you're going to be gone for those. So then you go and then you come back. If you're just between schools, yes, you're going home every night. And then once you go to SUT, small unit tactics, obviously you're not going home every night because you're out at training. So it's kind of back and forth. You'll just be gone all the time when you're in the actual school. But then once you're home, you're not like living in the barracks away from your family. Your family will PCS and move with you. And then you get to go home every night. So it really becomes like a job. It's a stressful job that you don't want to get dropped from, but it's like a job. So that's pretty nice. I think most of your separation is going to come after you graduate, once you get into the Q course. But it's important to have your family super squared away before you do all these events, whether it's training, whether it's deployment. How you prepare your family is just as important. So for me right now, I have something in the pipeline that could take me away for, like 6 weeks at a time. And it's going to be like a deployment again. So I have to get all my ducks in a row to make sure that my family's taken care of. That's finances, that's automation, that's their vehicle is trustworthy and updated. It's got all the oil changes. All those little things matter. The last thing you want as someone who's in training or on deployment is a message from your wife, to the cadre or straight to you if you're allowed to have your phone. Hey, the car just broke down. Hey, the power's out. Hey, is this bill on automatic because I'm getting late notices in the mail? These are all things that you could make your family's life exponentially easier on them while you're gone, which then frees you up to focus on the course and to doing the best job you can. As I promise you, the minute you start focusing on, oh shit, did I pay that bill? Oh shit, is everything going to be good with them? Is my family, do they have everything they need? Is the car in good working order? Did I fill up the air in the tires? The minute your mind starts going to that, you're going to pull yourself out and have a hard time. All right, so that is one of the main things you could do. So having everything ready so your family has nothing to worry about while you're gone is going to make things exponentially better. we decided, which I've told you guys before, that when we moved from Germany to Fort Bragg, we wanted to live in our own apartment. So we got a place in Rayford. And lived in Rayford, North Carolina, which is a nice place, but I don't know, it's kind of inconvenient having like a 25-minute drive from Post. And some people like that. But then we ended up being told that we had to leave that place because they're planning on selling it. And I only had like 5 months left of the Q course. So I was like, well, what are we going to do? We can't get a lease for 5 months. So we ended up going and getting an apartment in family housing on Fort Bragg. They've since demolished that family housing, but they still are going to have family housing. I loved it. I'm telling you guys, the gym 5 minutes away. When you have to meet up for roll call in the mornings, 5 minutes away. If you get a 2-hour break, it's not worth driving a half hour to your house and then a half hour back. You just burned an hour just to get there. So you have a 2-hour break living on Post. That's a 5-minute drive. You kicking it at home for over an hour. Grab something to eat, say what's up to the family, and then a 5-minute drive back. You never get caught in traffic. You don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. Like, you could legitimately walk to, if you had to, or ride a bike to Formation. So something to think about, guys. The ease of living on Post is pretty awesome. There's a hospital on Fort Bragg. If your family needs to go to the hospital while you are in training, it's right there. They could jump in the car and be at the hospital with no traffic in like 5 minutes, depending on the time of the day. So I love living on Post. I love living on Post while I was in the Q course. It just made everything so much easier. Everything you need is just right there. So the ease of that really helped my family too. Everything they needed was right there on Post. You go to the PX, all your grocery shopping, 5 minutes away, because everything you need is on Post. For all you people that never been in the military before, and for the spouses, again, go check out my wife's channel. She'll break this down more, but it's like a secluded city. A Post has everything you need to where you legitimately don't have to leave if you don't want to, which sometimes could be bad because then you forget what the real world's like. But you can get out and check out the town on your own time. But the point is, that is the worst part about being an SF, is leaving your family all the time. And the best thing you could do is by making it as easy on them as possible. So have your bills all on automatic debit. Don't overspend so you're not putting them in a stressful position so they're stressed about money while you're gone, and you're not stressed about money while you're gone. Make sure that your vehicle is squared away, your tires are pumped up, the right pressure, your gas tank is full when you leave. You've done all the maintenance on your vehicle. Have a emergency plan. If your spouse and the kids need to go to the hospital, they know exactly how to get there. All these things you can get worked out beforehand so you don't have to worry, and that's going to help you focus on the course. That's it. All right, guys, I hope that helps. I'm currently doing the same things right now in my own life. Everything's got to be sorted away. Security. Is my wife still comfortable shooting her firearms? Has she been to the range recently? Do they have a plan for home self-defense? Is the vehicle squared away? Is the bills all on automatic debit? Is there a backup generator in case the power goes out? They don't have to worry about that. Does she know exactly how to get to the hospital in case the baby needs to go to the hospital? Is there any appointments that they'll have during that they could schedule before I leave or after? Contingency planning, guys. This is part about being SF, is good planning. So I hope that helps. And I'm going to go get this video off to Abel. And then I have to edit it a little bit, throw in the intro, and throw that outro in there, send it your guys' way, and that's it. Sign these caps. I got to mail off the hat for the winner. That's it. That's it, baby. Back to work. Back to writing that book number 2. Did you guys check out the audiobook? Speaking of that, audiobook came out. That was hard. So if I sound like a robot, it is so crazy hard to read into the mic without like knowing what you're going to say already. Like if I'm just talking, like when I did the debriefs in the book, that's so much easier. But when you're trying to read it and then talk and then add emotion to it as though, you know, the emotion that was there when you wrote it, man, that is a pain. Now I know why authors don't, you know, read their own books. But as someone who likes audiobooks, I always want the author to be reading it, because then it feels like you're having a conversation and you're learning from them. So I'll continue to do it. I'll just have to get better at it. All right, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Talk to you next time. Nothing has helped me more in my process of healing than helping other people. Doing the YouTube channel, figuring out ways to help people in the best and biggest way I can. What's up, guys? Back. Buck back. What's up, guys? Welcome back to FNG Academy. Welcome back to FNG Academy. Welcome back to FNG Academy. Buck here from Green Beret. Here to help you guys get selected. There's a lot of stress that comes with trying to go this route. You know, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety. Yeah. So now how can we use content to let them laugh, let them see that we're normal ass people. If we can do it, they can do it. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to this painting with Buck Ross. Right? Here to help you guys. No, not today. Gear review. Oh yeah. Wait till you read the book. The book goes into things that were really difficult to talk about. It goes into my failures. It goes into my failures as a Green Beret. It goes into my failures as a man, as a husband. The things that we went through growing up, getting shot at as a kid, things like that. Like, it's deep. If you guys have wondered how I've managed to get from basically, you know, a police officer, no one knows who I am, to where I'm at now, obviously a huge part of that is I put together an amazing team. 2 Green Berets and an amazing videographer, all of whom I've known for years. They're my best friends. I've worked my ass off. I've spent probably about $5,000 in plane tickets over the last year. We started Wine and Rations with Andy Stump. Guys, what's up? Welcome to this episode of Wine and Rations. Recently, I was reached out to by a dude named Bedros Keuilian.
I reached out to this guy and I was like, hey man, could you be like a surrogate dad, older brother figure for this guy? And he said yes.
Before you guys step off to go to basic, to go to selection, to start your journey, I highly encourage you to do this one thing. And this is my last bit of advice to you before you guys leave and you can't watch the FNG Academy for a while and you have to keep, you know, my voice ringing in your head. Help other people.